Let me know when it's live, please.
Live is to your top right. Live, Tiffany.
I can't see it.
You're live, Tiffany.
Okay, all righty. Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday to you. My name is Tiffany Cherry. I am the owner of New Seasons Construction, and I am located in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I want to welcome you all to the Nabwic Building Power Beyond the CBC. And this is part of our legislative subcommittee series, and this is part 8. We are live here on Saturday, March 21st, and we want to welcome you all to our speaker series. Thank you all. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. And we will get started in just 1 second. Let me share my screen. All right. So here we go. We are going to get started with our invocation as we always do for Nabwic. And we will have Ms. Chan Chase out of Charlotte, North Carolina, give us our prayer.
Good morning, everyone. Let's clear our hearts and minds. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for bringing us together today. We ask that you guide our thoughts, our words, and our decisions. Bless each woman, man, and guest here with us on this call and everywhere with wisdom, strength, and purpose. Bless the leadership and speakers today. Grant them clarity, confidence, and impactful words. Let this meeting be productive, uplifting, and aligned with your will. Help us to support one another and lead with integrity in all that we do. Thank you for the leadership again on this call, and bless this organization. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much for that, Sean. So one thing that I also want to do is welcome everybody who are coming to this event for the very first time. We want to make sure that we get your contact number, we get your information. If you will, post in the chat your first name, your last name, your business, as well as where you're joining in from. As give us your phone number and your email as well. So we want to make sure we capture everybody who's getting joined in so that we can continue to stay connected. All right. So we are going to go to our next slide. That gives us a little bit background about our leadership. So Ms. Ann McNeil is our founder. I'm not sure if she's still on, but if you are on, Ms. Ann, did you want to say a welcome?
All right. Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. It's midnight for me, but I am bringing greetings from Puerto Princesa in the Philippines on a world cruise, and I cannot say Nabwic, Tiffany, and the ladies from Charlotte, Terry, Unique, and everyone that made this possible. Just want to thank you so very much. And all of you who are in attendance today, please remember, comment, like, and share this with everybody you know. And please make sure you take very good notes, because you will learn something today that will help increase your bottom line. So again, on behalf of the National Association of Black Women in Construction, Ann McNeil, and I'm excited to serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ann. All right, so we are going to read our Nabwic vision and our mission statement coming up. And so we will have Ms. Monique Strong out of Atlanta, Georgia, read our vision.
All right, thank you, Tiffany. The vision of the National Association of Black Women in Construction is to build lasting strategic partnerships with first-rate organizations and individuals that will provide groundbreaking and innovative solutions for Black women in construction and their respective communities. Thank you.
All right. Oops. And our mission, please.
Our mission of Nabwic was founded to increase the national awareness of Black women in construction industry. Our charge is to advocate for Black women-owned construction businesses for contract opportunities, create strategic environments that support educational, entrepreneurial, and professional and social network connections, and train the next generation of women and minorities in the construction industry.
Thank you. All right, so then we're going to go through our Government Relations Subcommittee with just a quick overview. And I would like to see if Ms. Kalina Shirley out of Jacksonville, Florida is on the line and would like to give us a little overview.
Good morning. Greetings. Do we have it in the next slide or?
Yeah.
The Government Relations Subcommittee brings together representatives from Nabwic chapters and areas across the country to ensure our collective voice is heard at every level of government, local, state, and federal. Our mission is simple: advocate, educate, and connect. We build meaningful relationships with elected officials, policymakers, and public agencies to expand access and opportunity for Black women in construction and related industries.
Thank you so much. All right, then we'll quickly go through our legislative platform, and we will have Ms. Terry King out of Atlanta, Georgia, give us a quick high-level overview of our legislative platform for the National Association of Black Women in Construction.
Yes, thank you so much, Tiffany, and thank you, everyone. Good morning. I am Terry King, the Atlanta Legislative Committee Chair, and it is a pleasure to be here with you all today for the Building Power Beyond the CBC. So I just want to take a minute to walk us through the Nabwic legislative platform, because this is the heartbeat of why we show up to these calls and why this work matters. Nabwic and our members are prepared to address the public policy issues that impact our industry at every level, local, state, and national. We are anchored in 4 pillars. It starts with infrastructure and investment. We're advocating for equitable infrastructure investments that create real opportunities, not just for businesses, but for underserved communities that have been long overlooked. Excuse me. Naturally, that leads us to policy and procurement reform. Because once those investments are flowing, we need the right policies in place to make sure contracting and infrastructure projects are reaching Black-owned businesses. From there, we focus on workforce and business development, driving initiatives for training, career development, and economic growth, so that when those doors open for us and our people are ready to walk through them. And all of that comes together under our commitment to supporting Black businesses, promoting policies and initiatives that empower and grow Black-owned construction businesses and construction-related businesses for more access, more contracts, more growth, and more legacy. Our legislative committee is at the center of this work, championing public policy and industry practices that open doors for Black women in construction. We are using our platform to drive economic growth, create contracting opportunities, and promote access in our community. So thank you, Tiffany, for giving me a chance to share, and I'm looking forward to hearing our speaker.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Terry. Greatly appreciate that. We have such a awesome platform, and we're continuing to grow throughout the different topics and areas that she just covered. So legislative is definitely one of the major reasons why we want to make sure we get involved so that we can learn what's going on within our communities, within our state, and even at the national levels. So thank you for that. So now we are going to have Ms. Melody Compton do our introduction of our speaker. So I am going to bring up a quick bio and we'll have Melody come off mute.
Hi, Tiffany. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, I definitely want to introduce Malcolm Graham, the City of Charlotte District 2 representative. An early opportunity with the Carolinas Minority Supplier Development Council turned into a 10-year career for Council Member Graham. His career then took him through Bank of America and Time Warner Cable boardrooms. The experience of these roles prompted him to launch the Center of Supplier Diversity, a research firm that provides assessments and solutions to major corporations seeking to do business with small business owners. At one point, he turned to his alma mater, where he assembled a multi-sector task force that partnered to give the historic West End its first facelift in nearly 40 years. In 2022, he became the executive director for Beds for Kids, a Charlotte area nonprofit that provides beds and essential furniture to children and families in need. Councilmember Graham works closely with consultants and the community on with constituents, that's very important, and communities on key issues and provides including community development and revitalization, public safety and police reform, affordable housing, and racial justice. Everyone, please welcome Malcolm Graham.
Good morning, everybody. It is indeed an honor as well as a privilege for me to be here this morning. Tiffany, thank you very much for the introduction to the organization and the invite to be here today. And I'm not sure if your president is still on the line, Ms. McNeil, but it demonstrates a whole lot of commitment for her to join us while she's on vacation in another country. So that definitely demonstrates a whole lot of commitment on her part. And thank you very much for the introduction. I love what I do, and a lot of people know me as an elected official, and I have done that for a while. This is my second term on the Charlotte City Council. I served from 1999 to 2004. And then I spent 10 years in the North Carolina State Senate representing Mecklenburg County and Charlotte. Ran for Congress, fell short. I lost my sister, Cynthia, in the Emmanuel AME church shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. And I stayed 5 years out of public life and really just kind of focused on family and kind of toured the country for about 4 or 5 years, talking about racism, hatred, and discrimination, and trying to bring our community, our country together. And then, of course, I came back on City Council in 2019, and I've been serving ever since. But I also have a professional life, and that's the thing that pays the bills, right? That's the job that my wife likes the most. And it started off working with nonprofit organizations, dealing with minority and women-owned businesses. For 10 years, I served as the executive director for the Carolinas Minority Supplier Development Council, helping minority-owned and women-owned businesses do business with major corporations across North and South Carolina. And then I went to Bank of America and served for 5 years as their national client relationship manager, focusing on minority and women-owned businesses, and specifically those in construction. Every major bank building that was built during my tenure, which was basically in the early 2000s, the Bank of America Corporate Center, the 525 building, the IJL building, the Gateway Village Center. Now, those in Charlotte know exactly what I'm talking about. My job was responsible for identifying minority-owned and women-owned contractors to fulfill supply diversity goals. And so I clearly understand and know the scope of the work that you ladies are doing, the importance of the work that you're doing in terms of providing jobs and economic opportunities for those that you employ, the importance of women in business taking a leadership role, and demonstrating that despite gender, you can deliver meaningful results on behalf of the community. And so it's with that vein I come to you this morning, thanking you for all that you do and the commitment that you have made towards our community. For the last 2 years, I served as the chairman of the City of Charlotte's Economic Development Committee. In that committee, we are responsible for a wide variety of initiatives, two being one, small business development, small business growth, making sure that we identify firms that are capable and ready to do business with the city of Charlotte. And so we have a wide variety of program and services that the city offers to meet vendors, contractors where they are. Our city is open for business, and not only are there's business opportunities on the public side, but if I can talk for our corporate community, I think they will say that they are open for business as well for those individuals that provide a quality product or service, value added, competitive pricing, and demonstrates the ability to compete, that they can be successful here in Charlotte. Charlotte is forward thinking in terms of its outlook, in terms of providing opportunities for all. And in fact, it's a growing city. 150 individuals every day, 7 days a week, move to the city of Charlotte, all looking for jobs, all looking for housing, all looking for a better quality of life, which means we do a lot of building here, right? And not only are we building projects on the city side, and we'll talk a little bit that later, but in the private community, from construction of apartments, constructions of homes, construction of other infrastructure necessary to support housing, homes. Our construction industry is really robust. It is really growing. It stays constantly busy, and they're always looking for contractors and or subcontractors to be involved in the growth of the city, both as lead contractors as well as subs. And so there's a tremendous amount of opportunities on the private side that's available to small general contractors who have the interest in doing that type of work on the private side. Obviously, these are apartment buildings, high rises, homes, etc. That through our rezoning process, which we have a rezoning meeting this coming Monday, we do a ton of rezonings for new developments, new construction, primarily on the construction side, apartments and units and housing developments, and so that's a tremendous opportunity for contracting opportunities there. In addition, on the public side, again, we do so much building because we're trying to keep up with the growth in terms of renovation of city-owned facilities, building new facilities that city-owned, investing in infrastructure, and I'll use three as an example. Um, Last year, we just got through the renovation of the Spectrum Center, which is our downtown arena. The arena hosts about 18,000 fans, 19,000 for concerts, Hornets basketball games, etc. Just went through a major renovation. One of the lead contractors was D.E. Everett Construction Company, a minority-owned firm, African-American male firm. Um, Donovan Everett has done a really good job in terms of helping with the renovation of that building. It was a 3-year project. The arena was closed for the last 2 summers while the renovation took place. It's now open. It's a fantastic facility. We exceeded all our minority participation goals for that project. Again, led by a joint venture, including Donovan Everett. And that's yet an example of a public project that we really lean forward into. In addition to that, the Hornets are currently building a practice facility, which is under construction right now. They too have a supply diversity goal attached to that for prime and subcontractors to participate with. I checked the records before this call to see what they were doing in terms of achieving their goal. They have above achieving their goals. They're doing a really good job on that project as well. A very big, visible public project that we're working on. In addition, last year the City Council committed and voted for $650 million In addition to Tepper Sports contributed another $600 million for the renovation of the Bank of America Stadium. It's where we host our football games. And when Beyonce came, she performed at Bank of America Stadium. Charlotte FC plays there, which is our soccer team. We're hosting a number of soccer, international soccer events at the stadium this year as well. It is currently under renovation, and they're kind of flying the plane and fixing the plane at the same time, so it won't be closing. But it's a 3-year project. It's a $1.2 billion public-private project that's currently underway now. Clark Construction is in a joint venture with, again, D.E. Everett, Donovan Everett, and Everett Construction. That project has a 28% minority participation goal. They're currently looking for contractors, subcontractors to work on that project. Carol Lilly, who is a local consultant, is responsible for identifying vendors who are interested in doing business on that project. It's a huge, huge project for the city of Charlotte. Again, 27% minority participation goal. That's going to be really, really exciting for the community. A lot of opportunities, and that project just got started. The initial orientation um, was in January, where they invited minority contractors throughout the Southeast actually to come in to learn about the project, meet the principals of the team. Mr. Everett was there. Folks from Clark Construction was there. Obviously, Mr. Lilly was there as well, identifying opportunities for those who want to participate on the project. They had another outreach meeting in February at the Bojangles Arena. That was extremely well attended as well, and so that's one project, a very active project at the very beginning that I think you should really research and see whether or not there's an opportunity to provide some services to that particular project as well. And then lastly, last year, because Charlotte is growing so much leaps and bounds in reference to how do we get and move people around, right? And so last November, there was a 1/2 cent sales tax referendum on the ballot that passed, and we established a new Metropolitan Transit Authority. To expand our transit system. It's going to be a $30 billion project as we begin to build the light rail from Center City to the airport, from Center City to East Charlotte, building of roads and highways, etc. If you're in that lane, right, concrete, steel, whatever, that's a tremendous opportunity that, again, just getting started now. The board was just set up in January of this year. It's called the Metropolitan Public Transit Authority. You can Google it and get information about the wide variety of construction related projects. Again, this is road building, transit, etc. That's going to be a long-term project for years, and again, right at the initial stages right now. So you would be literally talking to folks before they even get started. They have not even identified any contractors other than consultants are being hired. They're doing a lot of preliminary engineering, design work, etc. But again, this is a tremendous opportunity on that side. In addition, the city now has, through that same fund, about $50 to $60 million every year that we will be doing additional road construction, and that's in addition to the dollars we spend for transportation right now. And so again, those two projects in particular, the Bank of America Stadium project, which is again renovating the stadium itself, If you're into road construction, transit construction, etc., the Metropolitan Public Transit Authority, that project is just getting off the ground. It's going to be decades in the making, right? And so you're literally um, at the um, at the front door of that particular project. And there's a wide variety of other things that the city of Charlotte is doing to renovate existing facilities. For an example, Bojangles Coliseum, which is our smaller Coliseum, the council just approved 2 weeks ago $25 million for the renovation of that facility. The CRVA, which is our tourism authority, um, they do a lot of building or renovations to the convention center. Also are responsible for Bojangles Arena. Discovery Place and other city-owned facilities are getting ready to go into a phase of renovation. And so I think that if you are in the construction industry, for sure, and you're interested in doing business both in terms of the private sector in Charlotte as well as the public sector, there's a lot of opportunities. Now, it goes without saying, it's very competitive, right? And Charlotte is a relationship type of town. People do business with people that they know. But we're also very intentional about making sure that individuals who have the skill sets, the ability, the desire, again, um, um, good services, that they get a seat at the table and are aware of what these opportunities and have the ability to compete. The city has goals in place. As long as those goals are still legal by the federal and state government, we're going to have them because, again, we want to make sure that as Charlotte grows, each and every one of its citizens and its businesses have the opportunity to grow along with the city. And that's why it's really, really important for organizations like yours to stay in touch in terms of who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it, be in contact with individuals like myself. Again, I am an influencer, right? I'm a council member, but I'm also an influencer and a connector. And again, that's what I did all my professional career, whether it was with CMSDC or Bank of America or others. I also did some work with the school system, and that's yet another opportunity, not a city council thing, but a Charlotte Mecklenburg school system. The schools are always looking for contractors. They have an MWBE goal as well. The schools are always going under some type of renovations. So that's yet another opportunity to work with the Charlotte Mecklenburg school system to kind of see what's in their portfolio of work. And so uh, many of those individuals know that, we got an Office of Small Business Development. There are a lot of opportunities within that office to kind of get registered as a business owner. There are a lot of networking opportunities that the office provides because, again, like I said, people do business with people that they know. Charlotte is really relationship driven. So networking, those firms who are out of town, you might want to kind of just go on our website to see when there are various networking events, and you might want to just kind of send a representative to be involved. Those who are here in Charlotte clearly understands what I'm saying, that it is relationships, right? And you got to be out there beating the bushes, being seen, demonstrating value and commitment, and the ability to get the work done. And then there's a long list of programs and services that the city offers that benefit small and minority-owned firms. And so those are individuals that want more information. You can feel free to contact me via my website. I'm in my email. And it's really simple. It's Malcolm, Malcolm .Graham at charlottenc.gov. Again, that's Malcolm, Malcolm .Graham at charlottenc.gov. If you email me, I will direct you in the right direction to Ms. Lily's phone number. Again, she is the young lady responsible for identifying contractors for the Bank of America project. I can see the contact folks over at the Metropolitan Transit Authority. If you're interested in getting involved and signing up with the City of Charlotte as a vendor, I can point you in the right direction there, as well as a wide variety of networking opportunities or resources that the City of Charlotte has to help identify and utilize minority firms that are contracted related activities. Lastly, the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance is our chamber of commerce. It's more than just Charlotte. They represent 16 counties throughout the Charlotte region. You know, Mecklenburg County, Union County, York County, Cabarrus County, right? And that's another way to kind of identify what they're doing. They have a strong small business arm as well. And so not only can you go to that organization to find out what's happening here in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, but you can utilize that organization to find out what's happening throughout the Charlotte region, 16 counties that are connected to the city of Charlotte in close proximity, which is a huge footprint for our community. And so that's another opportunity, again, to really think regionally, not just about what's happening in Charlotte, but what's also happening in the Charlotte region. And lastly, and I'll say it last for the last time, because as I'm talking, I'm just thinking about all the opportunities. You know, we have the sixth busiest airport in the world, Charlotte Douglas International Airport. It is always under construction. And again, they do too have a supplier diversity goal that they have to meet for a wide variety of construction related services at the airport. And they are always looking for contractors, etc. And so that would be yet another thing that if I were you, I would Google Charlotte Douglas or email me and I'll send you to the individuals that is responsible for overseeing all the construction related activities at the airport. That might be another plug and point for those here locally and those who are looking at Charlotte as a place to do business from outside of the community. You might want to contact and see what's happening at the airport. And so Charlotte Douglas International Airport, the Bank of America Stadium project, the Metropolitan Transit Authority in terms of building transit stations, the transit line itself, road construction, highway construction, all those things. They're looking for contractors, subcontractors, et cetera, to help build a better Charlotte and help whether it's housing or apartments or the transit line or the public facilities. There are a wide variety of opportunities here. It's relationship driven. You have to network the city. You obviously, and you ladies know this, you have to be very competitive and you're going to have to be hungry, right? You're going to have to be hungry because there's a lot of competition. A lot of people clearly understand that Charlotte is growing and moving and building, and they want to be a part of that. And so, I just encourage you, ladies, to focus and be determined and don't take no as an answer. No is just yet another step to a yes. And that's what you have to do in order to be successful. And certainly, I stand ready to be supportive to you in any way that I can. I'm an honest broker, so I will tell you if I can help you or I can't. And I think that's what you really, really want, right? You don't want anybody to be wasting your time because your time is money. So I will end there and take any questions that you may have of me. But again, thank you for just allowing me the opportunity to be with you this morning.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate it. Every nugget that you've been given, I was actually taking notes on the side, so I know a lot of people have been taking some great notes. I love that you are a connector and you're very active in the community, so we thank you for that, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. So yes, we do have a few questions in the chat, so let me look at these real quick. And some of the questions are coming from Terry King out of Atlanta. She's on our legislative committee, and these are some of the questions that are helpful across any area that we are presenting for. So one of the questions that we have in here is, from your perspective, what role does local government play in creating equitable opportunities for small and minority-owned businesses?
It's essential, right? That's a very good question. It is our responsibility. I would be less than a um, asset to the voters if I just sit in my chair and don't help anybody, pull someone along the way. And that's why when I was chairman of the city's Economic Development Committee, I made it a commitment to ensure that not only are we helping these big boys, right, but we have to help small and medium-sized firms succeed and grow. And that's why the council is very strict. And I know Ms. Mayfield spoke, I think, last year
Yes, yes,
for
yes.
the city council, and me and her and Councilmember Mitchell and others, that's the first question we ask when vendors or contractors come to us. What have you done for us lately in terms of making sure that you're pulling smaller firms along with you as we grow? Even Donovan, right? And Donovan is African American. He's a joint venture project with Clark Construction. Donovan, what have you done, right, to ensure that minority firms, not just you, but others, are a part of this project? So it is essential. It's a responsibility that I take, and I think it's a responsibility that the majority of the council members take. It's a part of our core principle. It's a part of our priorities to ensure that as we move forward as a community, everybody has the opportunity to move forward together.
Awesome, thank you. So another great question that was posted is, what barriers still exist that prevent firms, especially Black women-owned businesses, from fully participating in public contracting opportunities?
Money, bonding, right? You ladies know it, right? And you know, Charlotte is the second largest financial capital in the country, and it still amazes me that we hadn't figured out a way to ensure that small businesses and minority-owned firms, in particular, have access to capital to get the bonds, capital to buy the equipment, capital to bring more employees on, right? Lending, borrowing capabilities, right? And so I still see the access to capital as a major barrier for business growth, business development, and business expansion. And so we have to do a better job. We talking about the community as with a big W, not just the council, but the community as itself, and working with these large institutions like Bank of America and Truist and Wells Fargo and others to identify resources for firms so that they can grow and expand. That continues to be a hurdle for many.
Thank you. All right, so another question that is, what is the most effective way organizations and small businesses to build meaningful relationship with elected officials?
Well, Charlotte's different. Charlotte's no New York. Charlotte's no Los Angeles, um, and um, and I say that by it's kind of hard to get in contact with the mayor of New York or the mayor of Los Angeles, right? They got security, they got all this kind of thing going around them. Charlotte's pretty different. It's a big city, but a small town. So getting access to elected officials, you see us at church, you see us in the community. We're very accessible. Tiffany call, here I am, right? And so I think that's our secret sauce. That's while we're still growing, we're still very approachable. And so I think not just me, but all my colleagues are very available, very accommodating. And because we understand this is what we signed up to do, this is our job. And I think everyone wants to perform their jobs at a very high level. And so we're not like those other big cities, although we're the 14th largest city in the country. Getting access to your elected officials is relatively easy.
Sounds good. Thank you. So we have a question from Carla Hill. She says, with Charlotte's 3-year AI roadmap and learn to earn expansion, how is the council ensuring these tech investments lead to life-sustaining careers for residents rather than just corporate automation?
Oh, that's a good question. And so we're being very intentional about technology, and AI, this whole emerging new type of industry that my daughter is teaching me about for sure each and every day. My daughter lives in Atlanta, by the way, so I'm in that community a lot. Um, so I think we're trying to be very intentional, and I don't have a very good answer for that question because it's complicated, right? It's just making sure that as the city grows, that we're very intentional about making sure that there's equal access to information, right? That's the key, that we communicate what's happening in our community, and we communicate opportunities, and that we invite people in. Obviously, I'm not an expert in everything. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. And I think the balance of council members probably would say the same as well. And so we rely on you to let us know, hey, Malcolm, this thing is emerging. Here's how I think you guys should be thinking about this thing, right? Because there's an old saying that if the people will lead, the leaders will follow. So sometimes we need you to kind of nudge us along the way and say, hey, this thing's about to pop off. This is what you need to know. And then this is what I think you should do. Right. And I think I'm certainly open because, again, I don't know everything. And I'm willing to be educated. And certainly, if someone has a good idea, or a good proposal, I'm certainly willing to follow it.
Awesome. So we do have Miss Ann McNeil raising her hand. Come on off mute, please.
First, let me say thank you so very much. Learned a lot from listening to you. And my question really speaks to a national organization located in Charlotte due to help promote and move your platform forward. Now, before you answer that question, this may be an in-person conversation we could probably have. Okay, because the question we want to ask and really make sure you understand, we're here for you. And I love the quote you just gave about if the people believe, the leaders will follow. What can we do, if anything, to help you move your agenda forward locally?
Well, thank you for the question, Madam President. And I really appreciate, again, you taking the time to be with us this morning. I think just the local leaders in Charlotte just need to be very visible at council meetings, being very visible. Um, you might just even want to come down to a council meeting and say, hey, we don't want anything. We just wanted to say that we are here in the community, that we want to be involved in what you guys are doing in terms of building a better Charlotte. And we know that you guys have a commitment to utilization of small businesses, and we want to be a part of that mechanism. Having me and others do what I'm doing this morning, just having the opportunity to share what we're doing and how we're doing it. Obviously, voting matters. Voting your interest matters, right? Voting those who have a focus on small business and minority business owners in particular, female-owned businesses. I think that's really important as well. You got to vote your interests, and then you just got to show up and tell us what we're doing right. And even when we drop the ball, tell us, hey, you dropped the ball on this thing, and you got to do better, right? And so just being very vocal, very visible, very accommodating to us in terms of having access to you. And again, I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know everything. If there's some things that the council members need to know, just please share it with us so we can be a better advocate for you. Our job, my job, at the end of the day, I work for you, right? And so I just need to know from you, ladies, how I can do my job better, and that means that we have to communicate very often.
Thank you so very much for that response. I raised my hand again because I just wanted to take this opportunity to say we have almost somewhere between 12 and 15 different cities represented on this call nationally. And so everything you just shared with us about what we can do to help support you, not you supporting us, what we can do to help support you and every city council person that represents us. I just want to reiterate for all of our members, please, I'm not going to call you names, but please write down everything he said like a bullet point, because that's what we have been discussing here. And you just confirmed and reaffirmed what our legislative agenda is about. How can we help support you? And even if it's just showing up to a city council meeting with our red shirts on, two people, never one, never one, never one person, but a minimum of two people, and rotate and just sit on the front row. And like he said, just go to that microphone and just say, listen, I'm just here to support, or I don't support that, and sit down. Long speeches or anything like that. But being able to have his back for his city council people to know that they've got to support him if they expect him to support them when they go to him and they want his vote. You don't ever have to call anybody's name. Nobody's going to go to jail or anything like that. But he can advocate on our behalf if we just show up. So I just want to thank Tiffany and the team from Charlotte and the legislative committee for doing this city by city by city. And we're going to also extend, Mr. Graham, to you an opportunity to join us in Washington, D.C. at the Congressional Black Caucus as we continue to have this conversation with yourself and all of your peers. So I just wanted to share that, and I'll go back on mute. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Madam President. Again, I would love to go to Washington with you ladies. I think it's really important, especially in these times, right? A lot is happening in our country. A lot of it I just don't understand. It's foreign to me. And it's really important that we show up. And again, you have a legislative committee for sure, and it's needed because voting matters. And some of the issues that we're dealing with nationally and internationally is because of folks didn't vote, right? If we would just vote our numbers and vote our interests, then I think some of the issues that we're dealing with, whether it's issues relating to DEI, which is not a bad thing at all. It's identifying individuals who are qualified, capable, and ready, but has been denied opportunities based on their skin color. That's trying to go away, right? You know it. The teaching of African American history in our classrooms, the teaching of history in our AP courses. Again, my sister was killed in a church basement at Bible study. Her and 8 others, simply because of the color of their skin. And so I think it's really, really important that not only do you advocate for your industry, women in construction specifically, but it's also important that you advocate for a race of people. And going to Washington, D.C., talking to legislators, sharing your perspective about your industry specifically, but about issues in general is really, really important. And while going to D.C. is important, each and every one of you ladies in your local communities, the school board election, the city council election, the soil committee, all those, all of them are important because if we don't show up and utilize our voice and our vote, then folks will think that erasing our history doesn't matter to you because you didn't show up to defend it yourself.
Thank you. So there's two more questions I want to ask, but one kind of piggybacks on what you just mentioned. So Angela Berry Roberson out of Dallas speaks and says, "Thank you, Councilman Graham, for your information, your insight, and intentionality. Given the current landscape, how has the city of Charlotte maintained its diversity programs and initiatives, and have you faced any recent challenges to your diversity initiatives, especially in public contracting?"
Yeah, that's a very good question. So we follow the law.
Mhm.
And right now, the way the law is written on the books, to a degree, we can have gold programs. Now, we're not dumb, right? So language matters. And it's about how you talk about it, how you communicate it to the public. We're not hiding from it at all because, again, we're a public entity. Everything that we do is public. But until someone tells us that we can't, we will continue to do. And that's our stance. Until someone says you can't do that legally, we will continue to do it. And we'll do it based on the rules that is written from the federal government and our state government. And we will walk the line. We're not going to run from where the line is. We're going to do it until someone tells us that we can. And that's the stance that the council has taken.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Go ahead, Angie.
Yes, thank you for answering my question. I appreciate that. I guess my question is, I've seen really nationwide, and especially, I'm in Texas, so we can't talk about Texas. But has it
You got a special
impacted?
situation over there.
Yeah, we're a little special. But has it impacted your funding? Especially, I'm in the transportation space, and has it impacted your ability for funding, especially the new metropolitan transit or transportation initiative that you're trying to do, to where it's blocked funding because of your intentionality? That was
Great question again. So it hasn't. So we're so early in the process. So we have the local funding now in place. That revenue starts generating in July of this year when we start collecting the taxes. We're building the program. We still have to go to DC to get the federal match. Um, he will be gone in 2 years. And so I think it will take us about a year and a half to get to that point. So we're hoping that by the time we are looking to do a federal match, there will be a new administration in place. We do have, and again, you have to work across the aisle as much as you can without sacrificing principle. And so we do have a working relationship with Senator Tillis, Tom Tillis, and Senator Burr to a lesser extent. They understand how Charlotte works. 22% of the state's economy is generated in the city of Charlotte. And so a strong Charlotte is a strong North Carolina. And so when it comes down to doing things that benefits the state and quality of life issues, we tend to find ways to work together on all the social issues and all the other stuff and all the foolishness. Then there's just a meeting of the minds that we just not going to pull up with no bullshit. Excuse the expression, right? And so it's a fine line that we try to walk with them. But again, to the basic portion of your question, by the time the city of Charlotte is ready to go to DC seeking a federal match, there should be a new administration.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Angie, for your questions. And so we have one last question I wanted to get to. This is relating to housing. So I know earlier you mentioned there's 175 people a day coming to Charlotte each day. So there's a question from Chon Chase on what are your thoughts on affordable housing in Charlotte? Do you think the market is saturated or is it still a need? And she added to that because she asked some townhomes are sitting in Northwest Charlotte, not occupied. Townhomes have not sold, but you hear so many people are moving daily to Charlotte.
Yes, let me answer that question this way. Do we still need more housing that's affordable in Charlotte? Yes. We have an affordability problem. Whether affordability is in the eyes of the beholder, right? I mean, if you make a good salary, a $400,000 house is affordable to you, right? And so we got to really work on wages, workforce development opportunities, making sure that individuals get an understated pay for understated work so they can afford health care, that they can afford housing, they can afford daycare. It amazes me what my daughter is paying for daycare. It's just really right. So they can afford daycare. Young students graduating from colleges, whether it's from Clark Atlanta or Johnson C. Smith or Prairie View and Houston, Texas, when they get out and they have to pay $2,200 a month for rent, right? And so I believe that we got to tackle the issue of affordability, right? And getting in which goes directly to wages. Yes, we need housing in Charlotte. Again, 160, 70 people every day are moving here, all looking for houses, all looking for jobs, all looking for good public transportation. And so I think we got to really focus on the first one, jobs, and making sure folks get an understated paycheck for understated work.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We came right up on time, so very good, engaged conversation. Thank you for coming and joining us. I just wanted to let everybody know that we did post some upcoming events in the chat. We have one of our signature events is the Hard Hat and Heels. So Charlotte will be hosting a Hard Hat and Heels this upcoming Saturday, March 28th from 12 to 4 p.m. Nationally, we have our upcoming $1 billion luncheon and housing contracting opportunities. That will be virtual and that will be held on April 22nd, which is a Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And then I also posted our upcoming mid-year meeting in Detroit, Michigan. So there's always things that are going to be happening and occurring. We have a lot of educational opportunities coming up for everyone to get joined in, but those were a few that I wanted to get posted in the chat. And once again, I thank everybody for joining us on this Saturday. Great conversations, and thank you so much for showing up and being our representative here this morning. Thank you once again, everybody.
And Tiffany, if I may, before we close, our next Beyond the CBC meeting is April 18th. Tampa is hosting, and Councilwoman Naya Young will be speaking. So make sure you come in next month, same time, same place.
Yay! Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you, everybody.
Thank you so much. All right. See you
Bye-bye.
later. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Great job,
Bye.
Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tiffany, can you stop the YouTube?
I am not able to. Let's see.
Can you give me back the host?
Yes, let me do that. Okay, you should have host.
I'm just going to end the meeting for everybody.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Are we hopping back on for?
Yes, hop back
Okay.
on. Hop back on. Just hop back on. Thank you.